Hi, Renee McLaughlin here, Gentle Somatic Yoga practitioner and Master T-tapp trainer. And today I'm really excited to bring you this beautiful Gentle Somatic flow. And this flow is designed to release strongly held muscles and contractions all in this area. So what is this area? It's like hip pain, IT band pain, could even affect your lower back, hip pain. The interesting thing about this flow is, so often my clients will say to me, Renee, my hips hurt. I have hip pain. I have lower back pain. But they're not really able to pinpoint exactly where that is. Or there might be certain movements that you can do without pain, and then certain other movements, it's like, whoa, can't do that. But yet we can't really isolate exactly where it is. This movement flow is going to help you with all of that. I did this movement flow on our Saturday class, and the results we got, the feedback was just really just so exciting. People that had been really having trouble walking, lifting their legs to the side, getting chiropractic adjustments, massage, and nothing seemed to help. This movement flow completely released it. So here we go. Enough talking, right? Let's get right to it. So here's where you want to go. You're going to come down like this. You're going to have your head resting on your arm. If this is too much, you can always put a pillow on it, depending on what your head is. And then you're going to bring both legs up like you're sitting in a straight back chair to start. So your legs are right up like this, and this hand is going to be here. All right, let's begin. You're going to take that top leg, and I want you to bring it back so it's right there, and then relax. Now, whenever I say relax in this, the important thing is you're actually bending the knee and letting that completely drop. So you're going to start to feel, yeah, it's right up in here that we're going to work. All right, let's begin this flow. So what I want you to do is take that top leg, you're going to straighten it and lift it up off the ground a little bit. Now here's another part. I want you to pull it in. So it's like you're taking your leg and you're pressing it in towards your torso. And what you're going to find is right here in your rib cage, the ribs are lifted before you do that, but when you pull it in, the ribs drop down. So you're really supported there. Now I'm going to flex my leg, my foot here. And the first flow you're going to do is you're going to bring the leg forward. I'm going to put my hands right here so you can really feel what muscles are working. So I want you to bring your leg forward just before you start to feel something happening in here. Then bring the leg down. As soon as the foot touches the ground, you completely relax. Notice what happened. I bent the knee, everything relaxed here. All right, so that everything relaxing is just as important as the movement. So let's slowly bring that leg all the way back. Here's the starting position. It's already bent like this. Now, a couple of things that I want you to say now that you kind of get a sense of the movement is, ideally, once you see me do this at least once, do it with your eyes closed. It's really important that you connect inside, and that will help you determine exactly where you're holding it, what it feels like, and what your body is telling you. So on each of these different foot and leg positions, you can do them up to 3 times with each one. I'm just going to do one each time though for time's sake. So for right here, I'm going to straighten the leg back out. I'm going to lift it. I'm going to pull it in. Rib cage drops. Now I'm going to flex my foot, but I'm going to turn my foot and the whole leg down so the foot is facing down. Different angle. Let's see how this is. You're going to feel it completely differently. That could be a gnarly one or not. So I'm going to go all the way right to here is about my place. I'm going to drop as soon as my foot hits the ground. I'm going to relax. Knee bends. Oh, yeah. You might be surprised on some of these angles. Some of them will be, oh my goodness, I can barely move. That's okay. Others will be like, oh, I can swing it all the way out, because that's not where your issue is. Now, I want to say one more thing before we do the next one, and that is, on Saturday, there was one lady who was really having trouble in there, and on some of these angles, she really could barely even lift the leg up to here. Guess what? You can actually close your eyes and visualize yourself doing the move, and it will work just as well. Visualization is huge with this, But remember, so much of this work is actually neurological. We're working and repatterning the brain. That's why the visualization can work. So again, if that's a problem, just visualize it. Don't be in pain. We never work in or through pain. All right, last third one. You're going to lift the leg up. You're going to pull it in. Rib cage drops. Flexing the foot. This time I'm going to turn it so that my feet are flexed to the front, or sorry, to the ceiling. And now I'm going to slowly go up. This one feels really interesting to me. Right about there is where I can go, dropping heel and relaxing completely. Good, all right, and then I'm going to bring it all the way back. So that was more IT band, etc. Now we're going to use the same position and see if we can release the psoas, which is right in here. So give this one a shot. See how this one feels. Similar kind of thing. You're going to lift the foot up. I'm just going to go toes straight ahead. But first I want you to take this hip and roll it towards the floor forward. Shoulder comes down and you take that leg and you bring it behind you. So you're going to feel a beautiful stretch or tug right there. Then drop as soon as the foot hits, you completely relax. So notice my front shoulder relaxed here, my hip is down, my leg is down. All right, let's bring the hip back up, bringing the leg back out, right to where it was. All right, let's do it the other with the foot up. So you're going to lift, good, pointing. Actually, let's start with the toes down. Ready, hip rolls forward, shoulder rolls forward as you pull that leg back, toes down. And as soon as the toe hits, you completely relax. And let's just bring it all the way back one more time to the side. Here we go. We're lifting the foot, a leg flexing. Let's turn so the leg is up. Now, hip rolls forward, shoulder forward as you pull the leg back. Ooh, I noticed my foot didn't drop. I got to pull it up now. I'm going to drop it and completely relax. Good. So now, what actually happened with that? Here's what we do in between these flows. You want to take yourself and roll, beautiful roll, all the way down onto the ground, arms next to you. Get yourself kind of comfortable with your clothes. Shut your eyes and do a body scan. Just notice on that side that you just worked. Do you feel any differently from one hip to the other? I like to take a deep cleansing breath, just allowing the brain to process what we just did and paying attention. So for me, that definitely opened that hip. It feels like it's more open, looser. It's a little further down to the ground. It just feels, I don't know, heavier almost, but just really open. And the other side does not feel the same way. So what are we going to do now? We're going to come up, we're going to roll over, and we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So if you're following along, I'll do the other side as well. So you can get the whole thing together with me. Run the head here, arm here, legs up, this leg down. It'll be interesting to note too that one leg feels different from the other. Mine always does. So here we go. We're going to take that top leg. I kind of like to have my hand here so I can get a sense of what muscles are really working with this. So I'm going to let the leg come up. I'm flexing. I'm going to pull it in towards my torso, feeling that just nice support on my rib cage. And then I'm going to begin to bring that leg forward. Ooh, see, I'm starting to feel it right there, right now. So I'm just going to drop and relax. And I'm going to bring it back. So again, you can do it 3 times on each of these. If that's, but you know, the weight of your leg and your foot's a lot to be working on here. So especially if you're really feeling that, just do it 1 time on each angle. But as you start to feel it release over time, you can always just take it to up to 3. All right, so flexing, rolling in. I'm going to take the toes up this time. And I'm going to start to just bring it. Ooh, I'm feeling some chatter in there right now, some places where it's kind of shaky. That's about it. I'm dropping and releasing that knee. So you might be able to notice that, yeah, this side is definitely more contracted for me than the other side. I can't go very far as I bring it out. Doesn't matter, no judgment to it. It just is how my soma is expressing itself today. Tighter on one side than the other. All right, so now I'm going to straighten it out. Lift, flexing the foot. I'm going to pull in. Now I'm going to turn my toes down to the floor, and I'm going to start to bring it out. Again, just notice where you might have some chatter there. Just shows that that's what we need to release. Oh, right there. Touch and relax. So never hold it there anymore, certainly not more than 3 seconds. If you do, that's a stretch, and that will have the stretch reflex kick in and tighten it even more. So you don't want to do that. All right, so then we're going to bring it all the way back and relax here. Beautiful. So I believe I did all of them together. Now we're going to do the psoas. So same concept. You're going to stretch the leg up, flexing. Good work. Take this top hip. You're going to roll it forward, shoulder forward as you bring that leg back. Toes are forward. That's about where I can go. I'm going to drop and let it completely relax and bring it back out. We're always doing whatever we can to try and release that psoas, right? Because what we do most of the time is sit, so it tenses up. So we really need to do a lot of psoas release work. Lifting, flexing. Let's roll the toes down this time. So hip comes forward, shoulders as you draw that leg down, toe touches, and completely relax. And I'm going to bring it back up. Last one, toe is up, right? So we're going to lift, flex, reach in, rotate that foot so the toes are up. Hip rolls forward, shoulders roll forward. Oh man, I'm feeling that right in the psoas. Heel touches down and relax. So beautiful. And bring it back. All right, so now we're going to roll back and see how we feel after we did both of those. Ah, interesting. It really balances it off, doesn't it, when you do the other side? So you can really start to feel how you've opened all this. Just noticing if you're getting kind of a lot of tingling in there. It makes a big difference. You've opened up these spaces. You've allowed some oxygen and nutrients even to get in these spaces that have been held so tightly. So one of the beautiful things about all these releases, when you start to allow the muscles to lengthen and relax, think about how much energy is being held in a tight muscle. I mean, it really takes a lot of energy to keep holding tightly, does it not? So as you start to release and relax, getting oxygen and nutrients into those tightly held areas, you know what happens is you start to allow some extra energy from all the other daily activities you're doing. So it's one way that you're actually relaxing and getting more energy at the same time. So it's always good to do that. We do the very end, something just called a nice little integration move. It's just, this always feels good. It's a feel good, just exploring your body, doing some nice little circles with your knees, a nice lower back massage. You can even open the knees up and drop it. So I hope that this flow rocks your world as much as it is ours. How many times should you do it to get results? Well, if you're really tight in that area, I would say, if possible, do it once a day. Do it once a day for maybe 4 or 5 days, then maybe every other day. Because even though you get that release, remember that the brain's been wired to come right back into its default. So we have to keep doing it through repetition to release. But it won't take long before you'll be blown away that all of a sudden some of those movements that you were in pain with, all of a sudden you're not in pain anymore. I love it. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day and share this with everyone that you love. Thanks.